And we're live. Welcome back. Part 4 of designing your marketing strategy. Jumping right into campaign management. So each part of the campaign strategy that I went over, it's been important because these are building blocks to get you ultimately to where you want to go. And there's so many different intricate ways that you can do your strategy. But the 5 basic ones that I went over are some options to help you to go and grow to where you want to be. And remember, we're not bringing a knife to a gunfight. We want to come out the gate swinging and take advantage of all time, money, and resources that we invest. So hopping right in, I'm just going to do a quick overview because we're already at number 4, so there's only one more. And that's, first one is situation analysis. So understanding this current situation. The second one is your campaign pre-planning, which is very important, and making sure that you're able to get the highest return on your investment possible. And then the third is your channel selection. What channel is going to work best for you and what's going to return the highest amount of dividends for you. And then finally, campaign management, which is where we are now. So there's only one more portion, and the last portion you can actually put anywhere inside of your campaign analysis. I chose to put it last for a reason, and I'll go into that further for you guys here in a minute. But let's just go into your marketing campaign management, okay? So when we think about campaign promoting, what are your campaign promotions? What's the biggest thing? I've shown you guys a couple different examples, or I walked you through a couple examples. I talked about the yogurt shop that I love because I love Pinkberry and what Pinkberry offers me as a consumer. Biggest thing is the taste. Like, regardless if they're mean to me or not, I'm gonna buy it because I like it. But when you present a consistent, delicious, amazing product to a consumer, even if your franchise, which sometimes it happens, isn't the best, like the location in Florida somewhere. I'm not gonna go into detail about those guys, but even if the staff or whatever is horrible, like, I'm still gonna buy from Pinkberry because I love the overall brand experience. And so what is it that you're promoting? Maybe you're opening a new location for your business. Maybe you're promoting an album, which is what I mentioned earlier as an example, or an event or concert or something. So once you have that, and you have, like, at the top, what is it that you're promoting? And that might be, for the event or product or whatever, a discount for purchasing early, or a pre-sale bonus to get people to buy sooner so that you're able to get that faster return on investment. And as I said earlier, you want to make sure that you're able to get the highest return prior to your actual event date if you're doing an event, or your actual launch date, because that puts you in the black. You could potentially be in the black before the actual event or the actual launch of your product or service, which is a great feeling because it relieves that pressure, that weight that kind of pulls you down about having to try to make money, because the money's been made. Everything now is just profit, and that's a beautiful thing. Then we want to talk about what's the price per sale, and then what's your profit from your price per sale. So the goal is to try to make a 50% profit on every sale. And if you can do a 50% markup on profit, or 25% minimum, the reason I give you that, those numbers, is not that I'm just pulling them from anywhere, but in our experience, you want to make sure that you've solidified your position in a way that you're not paying to work, or you're not paying for the products or services that you present yourself. There has to be a certain profit margin that is measurable so that you can pay yourself as a business owner or CEO and founder. You cannot get to the point, which I have done, so again, I'm speaking from experience, to where you're working for your customers and you end up working for a job that you own. And if you've never read Rich Dad Poor Dad, I suggest you go ahead and pick that up. But it talks about owning a job. And so you want to get to the point of being an investor yourself, investing in your own products and services, than just owning a job and still working and being a slave to something that you've created. You want to be able to get the benefits of your labor. So You want to put what is the profit per sale in your profit or your campaign management section. And then in the next section, you want to talk about your campaign conversion analysis. What is the conversion rate? Now, if you don't know what a conversion rate is, I'm just going to break it down really quick. A conversion rate is basically how many people are you now engaged with that you were not engaged with before, or that are purchasing from you now that were not purchasing from you before you started your campaign. What did you convert? So if I was able to get 100 people to come to my website through my marketing efforts and no one purchased, what's my conversion rate? 0. But if I get 100 people to come to my website and I get a 10% conversion, what's my conversion rate? 10%. So I remember working for Aldo, the shoe company, when I was in college, and we're not going to get on the fact that I just love me some shoes. Like, I love shoes. Anybody that knows me knows I love me some shoes. But I remember working at Aldo, and as a manager, you had to know what the conversion rate was in the store. And so how corporate or district managers, and so this is scalable for your business because Aldo is a multi-million-dollar company based out of Canada. So how do they track a store that's in the Galleria Mall in Florida? Well, this is how they track their different numbers. And these are some key performance indicators that they put in place to know, are we doing our job, or are we in there just trying on shoes, which she not gonna say she didn't do, but I did convert. So I was a valued employee. I'm going to say that. So anyway, what they did was they had one of those clickers on the door at the top. And so you may not know this about businesses, but they're counting you. So when a consumer walked into a store, they were counted. And when they count, basically the going in and going out. So they knew what the traffic was in that location. So if they were able to track traffic, if 100 people walked in the store and nobody purchased, that was a 0% conversion. Even if they were just coming in to look, why did no one purchase? What was the problem? What was going on in that location at the time? Because you should have a minimum conversion of, let's say, 6%, because I don't remember those exact numbers off the top of my head. So 6 people out of 100 should have bought something. That's the average for that store. So if 6 people out of 100 didn't buy something, something's wrong. The team members working in that store are doing something wrong. They're not selling, because it's not guesswork at this point. It's mathematics. It's understanding and having years of data. You as your business owner, you're able to know and manage what the conversion rate should be, what the objectives should be, and what should be happening when it comes to your sales. You have to take the lead on that. And by putting in place a campaign conversion analysis, you're able to see at a glance what's going on, how it was going on, and what needs to change so that it can improve. Everything can be improved. Even if you're hitting your objectives, always strive for more, because you want that wiggle room of success. You don't want a wiggle room of failure. You want some wiggle room of success. And in growing and going to where you want to be, these things at a glance can give you a snapshot. And those snapshots can help you later on to be able to know, okay, what's the budget for staff we're going to do? Or what's the budget for products we're going to order if this time of year no one's purchasing? So maybe we want to order smaller amounts, or maybe we want to push mostly online sales at this period because people aren't in town at this time, but they'll still buy online. Okay. And then finally, your channel optimization in your campaign management. Okay. So here we want to insert an explanation of changes that you would make to your least performing channel to improve the performance. You want to provide a complete sentences, not just a rush through things. You really want to think this out, because again, this is your money on the line. So when it's your money on the line, we don't want money acting funny. We want money to be right. So that's going to help you to go and grow to where you want to be. You want to be able to acknowledge what improvements can be made, to get the result that you want. And so these are 3 key questions that I'd ask you. What are some changes that you would make to your least performing channels to get them to improve? That's number 1. Number 2, what is the cost of inaction for each channel? The cost of inaction for you not doing something. We talked a lot about return on investment, and I have to go to cost of inaction, because cost of inaction on your part, if you're thinking, I can't afford to do any of these things, and you completely dismiss your marketing plan, and you do a spray and pray approach, and you get no results, and say you used $10,000 of your budget to do something that produced zero return, the cost of inaction for you was $10,000. And not just that $10,000, you also lost the opportunity of making other monies from that money. So you could have lost, the cost of inaction could have been upward to $100,000 if you had engaged the right consumer. So you want to make sure you get to a point to where you are engaging the right consumer, you're doing what needs to be done as the leader, and you're optimizing on the various channels. And the third and final question is going to be, why is this campaign channel effective, and why is it the most effective? Because when you're looking at, okay, how can I, as the market leader, not only get to a channel, but optimize on the channel and take that channel to the next level, look at the fact also that if something is effective, why is it effective? It's not just good that it's performing, why is it performing? Because if we can isolate that variable, we can isolate that factor and implement it into our other channels, then we can create success across the board. And success across the board is an ideal situation for being able to get to the result that you're looking for as the market leader. So I encourage you to really focus on the analysis and those numbers and that data, so that you can learn to duplicate your efforts. And it's not hard work. It's not guesswork. It is specific, measurable, and attainable work for you. Catch me for the last and final section to a basic breakdown of a marketing strategy and what could work for you and your business. See you soon.